All about Wallo.
Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby.
Yeah.
Don't fuck about what color you.
He's not supporting anybody just because they're a black business, and he'll say that all day, every day.
What are black businesses known for? We're known for bad customer service.
The more you support them, and the longer the mediocrity is going to stay in the system.
Really don't have the ability to access resources like other people do. So business school, training. So that might contribute to the poor customer service or lack of business acumen.
And so instead of just addressing what the issue is, we rather try to kill the messenger, even though Wallo has a history of supporting black businesses.
Recently, Wallo was in the news because he came at black businesses. He was yelling and shouting, but some people say he was just passionate about it, where he basically said black businesses was a hustle, that folks who stand on, oh, I'm a black business, they are hustling. And he's not supporting anybody just because they're a black business, and he'll say that all day, every day. And so I'm just curious as to what are you guys' opinion about this? Because the way he had it sounding like black folks just can't do right. And because they're black, they ain't getting his business. So let me just go ahead and clear some things up. He also mentioned customer care and quality. And I'll land there. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I just say that support is not a handout. You know what I mean? I don't owe anybody my support. It's my dollar, my time, my choice. You know what I mean? If it can be my body. Anyway, no, I'm sorry. I digress. Here's what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying I get to spend money where I want to spend it. He gets spend his money where he wants to spend it. And if time has shown him he cannot trust his dollar in those establishments and the time that he spent to take there, and he don't want to go there, then I respect his choice too. Right? And I say to people who listen to what he said, listen to what the rest of it he said. And he said, listen, he gave the solution. I ask you this question. What are black businesses known for? What? I mean, you can think about other cultures and you'll go, oh, you know, not to be stereotypical, but Indian people, they own the hotels. And da, 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 da. What are we known for? We're known for bad customer service. That's tragic. And so if our businesses are associated with that, people will avoid our businesses. And what's even worse, and I'm going to get back on my soapbox and I'm going to get off, I promise. Okay? What's even worse is y'all don't see that these tariff things, okay? You future black entrepreneurs is cutting into your Alibaba or whatever you're doing to get your stuff cheap, right? All y'all ain't coming up no more, okay? All y'all will have them fantastic prices. So it's getting smaller. So you better compete on something. You can't compete on price. It better be on quality and customer service. Your boy was right. I see.
Jay, wow, way to weave that back in. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Delvin.
Come for me.
That's a callback like a motherfucker, but go ahead.
I'll be remiss not to agree with Jay. I mean, you got to support black businesses, especially black businesses that offer excellence, because we have a duty to not support mediocre or black businesses that do poor customer service or, you know, poor business or shady business, because the more you support them just because they're black, the longer they're going to stay open and the longer the mediocrity is going to stay in the system. You have a duty to not support mediocre black businesses. And there may be few and far between, but tell you one thing I know about black people, you'll drive 30 minutes to get your cheeks clapped. So go drive 30 minutes to support that business. And I'm done.
Well, Miss Sex Positive, I believe this on you.
I kind of don't know.
No, you said you have a duty to not support. Okay, you were the opposite. Okay, like you said, you have a duty not to support. Okay,
a mediocre one. Yeah,
I do think that black people have a tendency to think that our allegiance and our loyalty means our continued support, regardless of environment or what we experience. I do agree that we have some poor customer service skills that we employ or the lack thereof. I do want to just consider the fact that we really don't have the ability to access resources like other people do. So business school, trainings, funding to kind of teach you how to run a business effectively is not something that we really tap into or have access to because of other reasons. So that might contribute to the poor customer service or lack of business acumen that we see. Does it excuse it? Absolutely not. Am I going to support your shitty business? Absolutely not. But will I try once? Yes, I will come and spend my dollar with you in support of the first time. If not, I'm going to go wherever I need to go to get my needs met, whether that be a Chinese food place or whomever else is serving what I like. That's just where I'm going to do.
Yes. You know, I don't know if I want to break the wall or not, or just, I don't know what direction I want to go in. I'm going to be honest with the audience for a second here. Like, in these topics, there's like different parts where I'm like, how do I feel about this, right? Because in truth, what he said to the audience, he said was appropriate, right? In the sense of he was speaking to entrepreneurs and encouraging them to try to provide a really great product and not focus on the hustle that is supporting Black businesses, because that is a hustle, right? If we're gonna talk about it just a little bit, that people lean on that as if that is the Black business. I'm doing X, I'm gonna slap this label on it, and I expect some support without consideration for the business, the machinations, the customer, the target audience. If we're gonna be honest, way too many of us start businesses with having no idea what the fuck we're doing, and we don't even research, right? And then kind of know who our customers are, for example. With that being said, though, right? So I think that's part of it. But I think the other part was, I think the phrase that I hear a lot is hit dogs hollering. I think the people who had a problem with what Wallo said are like hit dogs, right? Because the part about bad customer service seemed to hit them in a certain type of way, because he ain't really say anything wrong for real. Right? If you listen to the whole thing, and I get that, there's a clip, and so it's partly clickbait. But when you hear how we as Black people respond to certain things, I think it's because we know there's a lot of fucking truth. And so instead of just addressing what the issue is, we rather try to kill the messenger, even though Wallo has a history of supporting Black businesses. What we don't do enough is look in the mirror and be honest with ourselves. We don't do that individually, and we certainly don't do that as business owners. You're not doing that like in your personal life in general, right? If you're not open to accountability, all of a sudden, because money is on the line, well, maybe you'll be a little bit more accountable. You would think so, right? But the truth is, no. If you looked up Black people's Yelp, just in mass, there are some sectors and businesses who are doing great. But unfortunately, there's a reason why some of us don't do business with y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so rather than get mad at me because you think I am somehow being reverse racist with my dollars, no, it's not what it is. I would rather support you. But at the same time, do you know the opportunity cost, the actual cost, the additional pay? Like, at some point in time, it's like you're asking me to make a sacrifice that you wouldn't even be willing to make if I told you something was wrong with the order and you decided to give me a little extra something just to try to smooth it over like good customer service people would do. You would think that's a bridge too far when you want me to pay all the additional costs, right? And at some point in time, if we're all oppressed, why should I have my shackles have to be added on to accommodate the fact that you're trying to get out of yours, especially if you don't give a fuck enough about your business to strive for some level of excellence? So miss me with that. And finally, right, I'm gonna be honest a little bit more in season 5. Yeah, I try to support Black businesses when it's convenient for real. When I can find the Black businesses, when I have like the network or some intel that is good. But y'all expect niggas who's not doing, I'm not going on TikTok. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I got a whole bunch of other shit. Whenever it's lightly convenient and makes sense, or I got a good lead, yes, I'm going to support Black businesses. You know what I'm saying? There's way too many of y'all niggas out there making it seem like y'all supporting Black businesses, which is why these Black businesses think there's a profit in that. I'm sorry to tell y'all there isn't. You know what I'm saying? Unless it becomes a fad, or it's popular, or some celebrity or influencer mentioned it. Got niggas standing in line for slutty vegan. That shit was not all that, but niggas fell for the okie doke, right? But it's cool, because I'm the one that's tripping. Let's just keep it a fucking buck. And like I said, man, I'm going to keep it more real in 2025 and in season 5. Y'all niggas need to come up with other businesses aside from the standard fare. Fuck a restaurant. Come up with some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Because how can I look for more Black businesses if y'all niggas ain't nowhere to be found in the areas where I need the fucking service? Miss me with that. And it don't cost that much to get a fucking website, to get a fucking email domain with your fucking business name on there. There are free tutorials to do the basic shit, because that's the shit I look for when I look for certain businesses. Did you do the basic shit? And some of y'all niggas don't even do the basic shit and get mad when niggas don't fuck with y'all. Come on, man. Go ahead, CB4. Get in there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm CB4 Black all day, every day. I'm blackity black, but not the fake Black that got a white wife or white husband in the background. Let me not
Stop
sound.
The fake
Who you
Black.
talking about? Harry Belafonte? Was that towards Harry Belafonte?
Towards Sidney Poitier.
Are you saying that you can't be? Are you saying you can't be pro-Black if you're married to a white person?
That you can, no, I agree. You can technically still be pro-Black, but the difference is, what are the chances of that person putting back into the Black community? Like, you may be personally putting back into the Black community, but she going to a Black beauty shop, is
You
she
bullwalk.
shopping in. So anyways, with that being said,
You bullwalking SNM.
or he. But look, let me go back to this. So what I'm hearing is that, because my question when Jay asked that question, so this is rhetorical. When Jay asked that question, like, what are Black people known for? Bad customer service. My first question was, how do we become known for bad customer service? Because, back in the day, Black folks used to excel at customer service, particularly long, long time ago when they sold watermelon as an example. And then, who got a hold of that? Because they found out how much money Black folks was making selling watermelon. They made it a negative trope and negative stereotype. And therefore, Black folks kind of disassociated themselves with the watermelon business. And so my question is that what we're experiencing within the Black community now, where somebody said, oh, they got poor customer service. And while unfortunately some things become internalized as a stereotype, we then internalize and act on it to our own detriment. But is that how it actually started? Because how do we know about this poor customer service? I think I'm going to give an example. So today I had an appointment at 9:00. The person was 10 minutes late. I was the first appointment of the day. My husband was with me, and she called to let me know she was running 10 minutes late. The first thing my husband said was, oh, this is a Black business, ain't it? And I was like, what the, and I was like, why automatically did you assume it was a Black business? And then I said, well, actually, yeah, because if you know me, I'm going to shop Black first. I'm going to do business Black first. And because I want to support within the Black community. And, but I was like, yo, I'm experiencing some anti-Blackness from you for you to make that statement. He said, nah, cause they late. And I said, shit, she was probably expecting us to be late. She probably surprised that we early and on time. I was like, I don't know. But the point is, I think that we lead sometime with these tropes, and therefore we come in with these attitudes and we're already expecting the worst. So as soon as they do something that we view as being detrimental or not necessarily customer-oriented service, then we'll say, oh, that's because they're Black. But like I said, we'll go to Chinese place, get beat up, everything apparently, and we'll still shop in there, still get our nails done. We'll still eat some roaches. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying this. I don't know if they got roaches.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm not.
Wow.
I'll
Wow.
say
I wish I'd have interjected.
Are you sure
early.
you weren't shooting that
I was like,
community
do not say
yourself?
that.
Can I
Because
interject and save you?
This
Okay,
is
go ahead.
very stereotypical. So let me not
Wow.
be stereotypical. But I will say that for the shops, like we'll still shop in the quickie marts. We'll still shop we'll still get our nails done. We'll still get these things taken care of, no matter how bad they treat us, because we've already proven that it doesn't matter how they treat us when we spend our dollars. So all I'm saying is, yes, Black businesses, customer service needs to improve in some cases, in some businesses. But I also am saying that for those who say, hey, I want it done, well, shit, where else was you want it done at? You know what I'm saying? And if you find yourself not wanting it done at somebody else who was of another ethnicity, then why are you wanting done with the Black folks, the Black business? That's all I'm asking. Just consider that when you move forward. But otherwise, he got a point about the customer service. He got a point about you should shop with a place that provides excellent customer service, or at least quality customer service, quality care. And I'm just saying that sometimes we have a tendency to come in with preconceived notions, and therefore, no matter what that Black business do, we're already checking for it to be wrong.
Real quick, Jay, I'm going to pass it to you. You know what's funny, S&M? If you have a preconceived notion and you get proven correct, then what leg do you have to stand on at that point, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I mean, I feel like I hate when you be like, it's anti-Black, when it's usually in situations when niggas prove the nigga correct. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if it was a situation where hey, watch them be late, and then they're not late, okay, you got a case there. But if he's like, they're late, and then you confirm that, it's like, you don't really have a case there. Just like with the whole resting bitch face. If you're mad for real, then it's like, okay, your face truly describes how you're feeling. And how is that a trope? So I hate when y'all be throwing that shit around. Like, no, this is specific and it's accurate. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I just want to say that, we can give grace to scale, right? Economies of scale, right? I'm a teacher. I would talk like a teacher, whatever. We can give grace to that. We can give the grace fact that you haven't made it big yet. You might not have everything. That's fine. And we can take marks off of our customer experience. That's fair too, right? And maybe that goes in your overall customer service, right? But you know what another part of customer service is that people are always overlooking is courtesy. Courtesy. If you have courtesy, it'll go a long way in you not having the things that other places have. Right? And I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm too old for the rest of y'all to get this. But I remember when there was a lady in the neighborhood who sold candy, and she sold like Kool-Aid pickles and chips and stuff, right? And she was just as good as the corner store, and people went to her. Not because she had like the big refrigerators or whatever, but she had courtesy at her spot. You could go to her house, get your little candy or whatever, and go back, right? So we will support Black business. We grew up doing that. But can we at least have courtesy in our customer service? Let's be known for courteousness. Let's be known for that. Let's be excellent at something. Let's start choosing that. And everything else will get better.
Listen, the only thing I would say is in closing this conversation, because there's other things that we want to talk about for sure, is just be more accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the business, be in the business of business. Understand who your customers are. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not about, okay, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna land with this one, right? Like, I'll be honest with y'all. How many of y'all rely on family and friends to support your business for real, for real? I don't know about y'all, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you're likely to get support from strangers sometimes more than it is if people be close to you. And I feel like, unfortunately, that'd be the truth sometimes, right? Not just in terms of like Black people, but I guess since I mostly know Black people, that's the reality of it to a certain extent. Sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. People be jealous, they be hating. There's a lot of reasons why people don't support, and I get that. But yeah, we don't support for a reason. I hate that it's like that, but I also think it's because we're not also being accountable too. And nobody wants to keep on bumping their head into a situation if nobody's going to be accountable.